I got back home. I flew home from Seattle. As you can see, I'm wearing my Mariners gear. All signs point to Ichiro, favorite player of all time. Got to stand in front of Safeco Field while I was out there. But yeah, went out there for a week, visited my sister, had a really good time. I definitely, it was one of those trips, I didn't want it to end because I was having a lot of fun, but, I could get back to the East Coast and do my business back here also. So yeah, I'm back. And, again, as I said in my recorded reviews, since last week's SmackDown, NXT, and 205 Live reviews were not done live, they were recorded. Again, I do apologize. There's just a lot of bad internet connections out west where I was at, so I wasn't really able to do any live reviews. So, and yesterday, we went out to dinner also, visit some friends of hers, an hour away from her home. So we did not get to I didn't get to catch the Raw Husk. So by the time we got back last night, I had to, pack up and get to bed because I had to be at the airport this morning, even though it was what time I get to the airport? About 7:45. I got to the airport about 7:45 West Coast time. When at the same time it was 10:45 here, pretty much. But you got me, because I had to catch my flight. My sister had to get to work also. But yep, within the span of 6 hours, I was from the West Coast back over to the East Coast. But yes, guys, I am back. From vacation. I had a great time. I had a great week visiting my sister and to spend a lot of time with her. So I don't get to see her that much anymore since she went away for college, and also the fact that also she moved away after she graduated. So it was just a great bonding week. She's my only sibling I have. So I'm glad to be back. I had back home and I had a great time again. I would definitely do anything to repeat that trip again, because it was just a heck of a lot of fun. But yes, I am back. Full jet lag, because really right by now it would be 9 o'clock out west, and I'd be just leaving my sister's choral concert practices. I really went to everything she did pretty much for the most part. So let's see if you got anybody in the live chat. Just an introduction again. I mean, I'd love to talk about the trip if I can, but I don't want to get off topic here. We can talk about Raw, and we got in the live chat. We've got Lauren. Hey, Lauren, how are you, boo? Saying how was my vacation? Again, my vacation was awesome. Again, I would love to rave about it and just talk about how it all went. But unfortunately, I'm here to review Raw, and then Rad is going to review SmackDown also. So we're on double duty tonight, guys, if you're able to stay up for it. But we're going to do both shows tonight. So just catch up. So last night's episode edition of Raw, I watched the highlights. Gotta be honest, wasn't really too impressed. It was an average edition of Raw, I felt. It wasn't really anything terrible. But also I was like, all right, it happened, but wasn't terrible, but nothing really happened for the most part. We had a couple good matches, I'll give it that. But for the most part, kind of an average show, honestly. Just stuff that's okay, whatever, pretty much. So we'll see what happens. Let's see here. You should watch both shows in full before you review, because SmackDown was awesome tonight. Raw wasn't that good. Yeah, I definitely saw for the highlights. So I watched them tonight. I'm just trying to stay caught because I have so much stuff I want to catch up on. Stronger than a bear, faster than a buck. The biggest thing to hit Canada because the Maple Leafs suck. I love that line of song. What's up, man? And yes, I did have a safe flight home. I had a 45-minute layover in Chicago. Everybody say hi. You should watch the Greatest Royal Rumble as well. Yeah, I actually do plan on watching the Greatest Royal Rumble also. Again, I just didn't have good internet connections out there. So yeah, and plus also I was helping my sister a lot also at work also, just chill with her also. So yeah, I definitely will catch up with the Greatest Royal Rumble. I actually watch that. We'll start watching it tonight after I do my 2 reviews tonight. Yes, it was decent. SmackDown was truly the A show. Yeah, definitely. I could definitely see the big difference coming around, but we'll talk about SmackDown also later on tonight also. And when you do your turn alert episode, you should do Paige's turn. Tonight was solidifying against Absolution. Yes, I definitely think it's time to do the Paige face turn. It won the shakeup, but spoiler for the club, the main event for SmackDown. Yeah, I was kind of wondering, why was that 6-woman tag match the main event of the show? I would have been fine with the AJ Styles segment being the main event of the show. But get off topic, we will talk about that in SmackDown. I do agree, definitely. I don't know why that was the main event. New matches were added to Backlash. You should check them out as well. Main event for both Raw and SmackDown involved the women. Was the main event of Raw the women also? I thought the main event was Balor and Rollins, I thought. But keep the stuff coming in the live chat. Yeah, last week's Raw was that 10-woman tag match. But this week, I think it was Balor and Rollins. I mean, I didn't get to DVR either Raw or SmackDown though tonight, but yeah, I watched the highlights and just read over a few things just so I could come prepared for this review. But I'll get right into it, guy. Keep the stuff coming in the live chat though. Definitely yes. Anyways, though, so we started out with Roman Reigns coming out to talk about the controversial finish to the greatest Royal Rumble's Universal title match, the steel cage match with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Again, I gave the match a chance at WrestleMania. After WrestleMania, okay, I'm done. I'm good. No need to see anymore. But the match happened again. Apparently, there's some big botch happened at the end where, like, I guess Roman speared Brock through the cage. The cage broke down, and then Roman's feet apparently touched first or something like that. So this whole conversation just probably would have the match try to happen again, pretty much. Which I'm like, no. I gave the chance for WrestleMania, but after WrestleMania sucked, I'm like, I'm done. Goodbye. Stop this match. I saw one good match in WrestleMania 31, which again I thought was good, but I'm sorry, I'm done with the match. It didn't need to happen again. But of course, it did happen. It happened again at Race Royal Rumble. But so basically, Roman pretty much just said that he's not gonna make excuses, but there's no need to, because you saw the footage that Jab hadn't even mentioned that he should be the Universal Champion, but he's not yet. A lot of us doubted him. They lost faith in him, but the fact is he's the man of his words, keeps his words. He beat Brock Lesnar in that steel cage match. That's why he'll never lose faith in himself. All right, whatever. He held the Brock game, but of course Brock's not there, but he's going to turn his attention to his opponent Sunday, Samoa Joe, who cuts him off on the Titantron, reminding him that he told him he was losing to Brock and he lost. That backlash, he's going to put his downward spiral career to sleep. Believe that pretty much. Jinder Mahal comes out saying he can't stand people makes excuses for their shortcomings. Shut up, Jinder. That is so you. Roman is losing that backlash, but tonight he will lose to the Marne Maharaja. He'll flourish and eventually raise the Universal Championship. No, thank you. It's not going to happen. Please don't do that, Raw. And then Sami Zayn comes out to a good pop because we were in Montreal for both Raw and SmackDown this week. Sami Zayn's hometown. He gets a big pop, and he speaks a little French for them before getting down to business. The two of them are complaining about the Greatest Royal Rumble when he was injured by Bobby Lashley's move, whatever he did, to the point where he couldn't go to the Greatest Royal Rumble. He caught a very serious case of vertigo, but he's feeling a lot better tonight. He's in his hometown. He wants to be the one to take out Roman Reigns. And then Kevin Owens comes out, also to a great pop. He quickly cuts also a French promo, and he thinks what people want to see tonight is him against Roman. Owens wants to solve it with a coin flip, but of course, that's a bad idea. And the three of them start just teaming up on Roman and beating them down. Bobby Lashley comes out trying to make the save, but that didn't work. They 3-on-1 him also. And then out came Braun Strowman, pretty much just cleaning house, and then we get set up for a 6-person tag match later on in the night with Roman, Lashley, and Strowman taking on Jinder, Owens, and Zayn. But my question is, though, yes, this was, I'm not going to say it was a flop, but again, it's like, if they're going to continue this whole thing with Roman and Brock, which I am starting to worry, as I keep saying, that they might try to pull a John Cena 2012 on Roman Reigns. This whole Cinderella story, Roman gets his redemption. We see Brock and Roman again next year's WrestleMania. No, thank you. Again, I said I am done with that match. D-O-N-E, done with Roman and Brock. I saw one good match at WrestleMania 31. It was good. These past two, well, I didn't see the one Grace Royal, but I heard it sucked. And the WrestleMania 34 match sucked also. I don't need to see his match again. And don't you dare try to pull a John Cena 2012 on Roman Reigns. I mean that. Again, Roman Reigns needs to be his own person and not John Cena 2.0. And, by 2017, I saw Roman Reigns, in his own element. But now I'm starting to see those signs again. Again, no offense to John Cena or anything, but I'm sorry. I personally felt that storyline was not really that great, because 2012 was not a complete bad year for Cena. Yes, he lost to The Rock, but he, again, as I said, he beat Brock Lesnar. He won the Money in the Bank briefcase. Yes, he failed to cash in, but he still won it. And as I also mentioned too, he got to make out with AJ Lee. Yes, she turned on him, but still. It 2012 wasn't the worst year of his life, no offense. And they're trying to pull that crap with Roman Reigns. I'm sorry, that's not. Again, as I say, I know Roman Reigns is a great talent, but booking like this is what makes myself and other fans sick. And that's what they're going to be doing with that. But my problem I have with this segment also is, why did Braun Strowman come out to help Roman Reigns? Even at the Elimination Chamber, when Braun lost to Roman, he ran Roman through the a plexiglass. Roman Reigns tried to kill him last year. Why on earth would these two team up? I don't get that. I didn't quite get that at all, pretty much, for the most part. But we had that happen. Then we had Elias in the ring playing us a song as usual. He talks about eliminating Kurt. Apparently, he eliminated Kurt Angle at the Greatest Royal Rumble, and he's getting famous for it. He goes to launch his song, demands the crowd to be quiet, starts singing about how Bobby Roode isn't very glorious and he's pathetic, like the people of Montreal. But Bobby Roode cuts him off. It comes out, and they have a match. Bobby Roode versus Elias. Saw this match last week. Wasn't really that much different really at all from it, except for the fact that the match ended when Elias ran Bobby Roode into the top turnbuckle, and Bobby Roode pretty much just started choking, pretty much dry heaving and whatnot. So they called the match, and Elias wins the match pretty much because Bobby Roode cannot continue. So I don't know where they're going with this. I mean, again, I like Elias. I know he's not like known for his wrestling, more for his character gimmick, but like, when are we going to start taking Bobby Roode more seriously as well? Again, as I keep saying, NXT, he killed it as a heel. Main roster, he's just bland as a babyface. Need to turn him. Honestly, do a double turn. Elias should be the babyface. Bobby Roode should be the heel in this feud, probably. Like, how do you go from being just like, a top star at NXT to just being a not much of a mid-card wrestler at all up on the main roster? So this match was all right. I mean, I'll see where it leads to for, Elias and whatnot, but not much to really say about it, honestly. Live chat, let's see what's going on here. Let's check it out there. Main event for both. Watched last week's Raw and SmackDown Live too, but I thought it was better this week. Ronda Rousey is facing Mickie James at the next live event. I did not hear about that. Hopefully it should be a good match. She thinks Randy is defeating Jeff on Sunday, and Jeff will win Money in the Bank. Jeff winning Money in the Bank actually would not be too bad of an idea. I would actually be interested to see about that. Hassan for predictions for the Backlash pay-per-view. Both of his titles will be defended. Seth and Jeff are defending. Samoa Joe wins. AJ defends. Wants Shinsuke to win, but he wants AJ to retain. Big Cass to win, and Braun and Lashley sadly to win. Joke: Roman versus Jinder in Chicago. No. And Lauren just said also, I'll post a video of my Backlash predictions tomorrow before I leave for work, or Thursday. Definitely look forward to seeing that, Lauren. I'll definitely check that out to see what your predictions are as well. But I'll definitely get my top 10 topics video up also to kind of post my predictions as well for Backlash there as well. But good stuff in the live chat, guys. Keep it coming. So we come back from break, and Bobby Roode is apparently being helped out. And then the Odds of Pain come out, and their opponents are Francois and Jean Paul. I only know how to pronounce Jean Paul because of the Seinfeld episode. Just a squash match, whatever. Afterwards, they get on the microphone. They start saying that the Book of Pain remains open, and Razor adds that there will be a chapter of every team on Monday Night Raw, pretty much. So kind of just to get to know them segment a little bit more. I mean, they haven't really talked much on the mic, which I'm hoping they can do that, because they didn't really talk much on the mic at all in NXT since they had Paul Ellering with them. I'm still wondering, though, why did they bring up Paul Ellering with them also, just for them to just abandon him their first night up on the main roster? So I'm wondering if, Paul Ellering is something, because why don't they just bring them both up, have Ellering be there also, and him just to go away? So, I mean, I did think the promo they cut was all right, but they're definitely hard to understand. And I don't know if they have the experience of being on the microphone. Kind of like what happened with, like Asuka, or, well, Nakamura got some promos in NXT. Asuka got a little bit also. but they're having them cut these like longer like English promos. And again, I'm nothing against their nationality, but they're definitely don't speak the best English, and they're challenging to understand. So as far as Office of Pain goes, I think them having a manager was definitely a good idea. So I just don't know why they split them up from El Ring, unless if El Ring is no longer able to continue with them or something like that. So I mean, I'm not gonna say it was bad, but definitely just raises a red flag of like hoping they could definitely come across good with the microphone skills of as authors of Pain. We had Seth Rollins make his entrance. He puts the crowd over before saying the last of his career has been wild. He wins the IC title at WrestleMania. They go to South Africa and he defends the IC title there. And he comes back to the United States for Raw and over to Saudi Arabia where he defends the title in a four-way match, in a ladder match. And now he's on Monday Night Raw in Montreal. He soaks in the crowd, appreciation before telling the crowd that they make it worth it, and he wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world. He had a lot of time to reflect on the way back from Saudi Arabia and got him thinking about the kind of champion he wants to be. And he doesn't want to be anything like Brock Lesnar, who doesn't show up to work. He's not even the legitimate Universal Champion. You all saw the footage, pretty much. Yeah, we all know that's view. He wants to be a fighting champion. He wants to be out here every Monday night. Finn Balor comes out and introduces himself in French. And we're talking straight to Seth that it was a long flight and he had a lot of time to rewatch and the ladder match to see just how close he came to win the title. But hats off to Seth. He beat him pretty close. The way he sees it, though, they've had 4 singles matches and they pretty much split it so far. He's out here talking about being a fighting champion. Well, why not shut everybody by putting his title on the line tonight? And, of course, the crowd wants it, which, again, hats off to the Montreal crowd for being a great crowd for both shows. And Seth says he's got the Miz on Sunday, but Balor says he likes that. And Rollins decides to leave it up to the crowd, and the crowd is all about it. Now comes Axel and Dallas telling them not to worry about what these people want, rather worry about what's best for themselves. Bo Dallas says they wouldn't be fighting each other. They should all be fighting together. So originally they offered about them to be a part of the Balor Club or, be a next Shield. But forget about both of those. We're going to become the 4 Horsemen. And then they open up these shirts that have these faces with Seth and Dean and Seth and Finn's face on it with a little Corey, but like, okay, this is quite entertaining. Pretty much saying that they wanted to be a group of 4, and then before they're both pretty much turned down. And Axel was so sad his head won't stop hanging, even when Dallas props him up. And they go to leave before they turn around and they start attacking them. But Rollins and Finn take them out. But then after they take them out, Balor hits Rollins with an inverted headlock elbow drop, pretty much to say, hey, I'm coming for you tonight. The match was made official. They've smiled at each other. Rollins was impressed, and Balor was happy he got one over on the champion. So the sets up for their match later on, which ended up being the main event of the show, which that was a pretty darn good match also. And then, of course, we had this match. Well, first we had an interview backstage. Sasha Banks talking about Bayley won't be in her corner and she doesn't know what's going on. She hasn't heard a word from her, and the Riot Squad is taking over. And apparently Bayley is okay with that, but she's not. And if Ruby wants a ride, she can bank on one. Again, what is going on here? Again, why are we just not getting anywhere? Anytime it feels like we're getting somewhere with this whole Bayley and Sasha thing, it just feels like every time it takes like a step forward, it takes like not just 1, not just 2, but 3 or even more steps back. Because this feud is going on for like how long? Since probably after the Royal Rumble, this tension been going. Well, the Royal Rumble started this tension pretty much with the elimination when I think it was Sasha eliminated Bayley. But we're just getting nowhere. We had them brawl once, yes, happen. But when is this turn going to happen? When are we finally going to get to the next stage of this feud? A turn or something. And once again, also, why on earth does the Riot Squad still exist? They're dead. And I'm going to quote Paige when I talk about SmackDown on my next review tonight. Paige told Absolution that the Absolution's dead. The Riot Squad is dead also. Why do they exist? This is pretty much just Sasha Banks, Bayley, and whoever. There's no other pure. Well, okay. Well, We have Ember Moon was on the show tonight. We have like Nia Jax who's transitioned to a babyface role. Okay, yes, but we're getting the same thing with Sasha and Bayley with the Riot Squad as we were with Absolution. It's not fresh. This is just dragging on. This get somewhere, please, please get somewhere. We had the match. Sasha Banks won thanks to a couple of distractions from the Riot Squad, but I just do not really care at all. And yeah, that was that. See here. Let's see here. Yes, let's see a lot of chat I've got here. I was on the LOL. I am subscribed to both channels. Lauren, follow me on social media, guys. I mean, I got you on Instagram. I can't find you on Twitter. Big Cass as a heel reminds me of Edge. Yeah, he does kind of look like Edge. And yes, definitely. Thanks. Yes, I've had this hat and shirt for a long time. I didn't get it on the trip, but because this man right here, I was so happy I got this pose in front of Safeco Field. But the Mariners were in town while I was there. But yes, thank you for the compliment, Lauren. Did you notice Alexa Bliss got a boob job? Yeah, I actually did kind of notice it with her A Moment of Bliss segment also, which I'm actually pretty enjoying those segments. Who do you think will be Brock Lesnar, will challenge Brock next? Well, I definitely hope it's Bobby Lashley, but I've heard rumors the match has been scratched, and I hope that's not the case. I actually wouldn't mind seeing that match if Brock actually gives a crap. That is. Raw is Vince's show, while SmackDown is a people's show. Yes, it is. Did you hear the rumors about Braun possibly taking Roman's spot as the top baby face? If that's true, good, awesome. Please do it. Again, Roman Reigns, again, I say he's a good talent, but it's time WWE stops doing this over push on him and just ease back and prove it by not having him be in the main event of WrestleMania next year. Prove it that if Roman Reigns is not in the main event of WrestleMania next year, I will believe that his push has finally slowed down. Because 2017 they somewhat slowed it down, and then as soon as the Elimination Chamber came around, boom, Roman was back in the top spot again. I hope that's the case though. They say Roman is done being a top guy. It seems like it. Rock and Cena will be working together against again on a new movie project. I mean, definitely seeing that. Who do you think? What do you think of the Bellas and the Iconics? I like to see a feud between the two of them. When is Andrade Cien Almas going to debut? Hopefully soon. You think Orton will turn heel this year? I mean, I don't know. I mean, they definitely teased it a few times. I mean, I still personally would rather see Orton as a heel. But it's the work. I'll talk about SmackDown. But the promo he cut tonight, I mean, was pretty pretty good. I thought, as long as they give him a good feud, he's going to be awesome either way. So I'd say, if anything, I'm starting to maybe sense maybe they'll lean more towards having Orton more as a tweener. I'd say. At this point, it's just like the direction that they're going to go with instead of just turning him full on heel. I think I could see them more so working as a tweener at this point. I feel with it at this stage of his career. Bobby is injured. That sucks. Did Daniel Bryan show up on SmackDown Live tonight? I don't think he did. There was a segment with Big Cass, but it was with some little guy. I think it was Hornswoggle. I probably think it was Hornswoggle replacing him, but we'll talk about that in SmackDown. The AJ and Shinsuke feud is boring. Their feud in New Japan Pro Wrestling was way better. WWE one is so stupid and boring. Yeah, I mean, it's been a little bit better since WrestleMania, but it's definitely nothing I expected. I don't know if I just set the bar too high for that feud, but it's all right, but it's definitely not been as good as I'd hoped for. Do you think Rey Mysterio's return to WWE is only for special occasion? Yeah, I hope. Well, I mean, I kind of wish he would stick around longer, but I think he just wants to be on a part-time schedule. I think WWE was decided to do a full-time, I think. But I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Rey back and doing some work with some of the cruiserweights, definitely, in my opinion. Ichiro is awesome, one of the best ever. Lauren, yes, you rock. I love you. You're awesome. Yes, favorite of all time. Definitely favorite of all time. I still can't believe he's still playing, though. I really hope the Pirates would have signed him this offseason, but I'm fine. I was cool going back to the Mariners, but I wish he would have been able to. Literally, they were back in town tonight, but I left at 10:30 this morning, Seattle time. But yes, definitely Ichiro is the best of all time. Jinder botches too much. Yeah, Jinder's promos just absolutely suck. Yes, we're about to talk. I was about to talk about that, but yes, I did see the replay of Titus's entrance. Like I heard that Titus did some type of a fall, but even seeing the fall happen at first, I cringed. I'm like, ugh, I didn't know if it was going to be like an LED screen around the ring, or if it was going to be just just a regular, just a ring apron. But I saw it, I'm like, okay, good. But I'm just like, man, like, like, where's America's Funniest Home Videos when you really need? I have a couple of those occasions. I could definitely send in if I ever wanted to. But yeah, that should be on America's Funniest Home Videos, I think. Orton got the biggest pop of the night at the Greatest Royal Rumble, though. That is awesome. Daniel Bryan lasted a minute. An hour and 16 minutes. I heard about that. Yes, that I will definitely. I didn't see it, but that Daniel Bryan didn't have to last that long in the 2015 Royal. But if they were from what I hear and when I watch it, I will definitely say for sure not. If Daniel Bryan would have had like a performance like that in a Royal Rumble match, like that's what fans wanted to see back in the 2015 Royal Rumble. He didn't have to win it. He just had to have a good performance. That it made him look like a complete joke in the match. And also, I heard also that he got eliminated by Big Cass, which makes sense because he's feuding with him. Again, like that would have made the 2015 match a little bit better. If they would have at least given like someone like him, a reasonable performance instead of just focusing on Roman Reigns having Kane the Big Show just beat down on Roman at the end of the match. They turned that whole segment into an episode of Raw. But again, we're not talking about the 2015 Raw. We're talking about Raw here. Let's see here. Wrong one, though. She was pissed. Yeah. Where'd the stream go? Hopefully you still see it. Hey, I'm sorry for cutting this short, but I have to work early tomorrow, babe. I'll talk to you later. Sweet dreams and get ready. And great review as always. Definitely, Lauren, thank you for joining in, Boo, as always. Definitely great talking to you, as always. SmackDown Live was A+ for me tonight. So that was definitely good. Sweet Dreams hung also. Lana lost her accent. Yeah, I noticed that also in the segment that she cut backstage. And I'll talk about that also by SmackDown review. But yeah, Lana wasn't using her accent all the time. Very interesting. We're going to be going with that going forward. I did notice also when I watched the red carpet ceremony for the Hall of Fame that Lana said she was going back and forth between her accent and not her accent. She was a little bit confused whether she was supposed to use it or not. So, yeah, so I'm not sure what's going on. I'm wondering what's going on there, but I will talk about that in my SmackDown review I'll do. But I guess you're not going to be here for you. Get sleep. That's fine, Lauren. I will talk to you later. Hit me up on Instagram or whatever you want to do. But yeah, good night, Lauren. Great talking to you as always, Boo. But yeah, so anyways, continuing on with this live review. Yeah, speaking of which, we had Titus O'Neil's well, no, I'm sorry, not that. First, we had another Moment of Bliss PSA where Alexa continues to, paint Nia Jax as a bully. She tells a story about them going to Disney and Nia making fun of her height, saying she wasn't tall enough for the rides, even the teacups. And then apparently Nia insisted Bliss get a kids menu at lunch, and she still remembers her laugh with a turkey leg in each hand. Alexa pledges to win the title back at Backlash, dedicates the match to everyone who's had a Nia in their life, of course. So another good Moment of Bliss segment. I enjoyed last week's, and this week's was pretty good also, I thought. And then now we get to it. Now we get to this topic. Backstage, we had Titus O'Neil being interviewed about his tumble at the Greatest Royal Rumble. I don't know what's funnier, that or the whole Trip Bradshaw thing at on SmackDown last year in a segment with Jerry King Lawler and Dolph Ziggler. But he says he loves it when a plan comes together, and it was exactly no. He just fell, plain simple. But not many people get an opportunity to fall flat on their face in front of the entire world. What's important is that you don't stay down. You get back up, and he hopes it'll inspire people to, and he gets cut off by Baron Corbin, who says the question that should be asked is if he knows that it be more inspirational if he hadn't fallen in the first place. He doesn't know why they're wasting time with Titus at all. Titus plays it down, and the segment ends pretty much. We have a segment with the new Raw Tag Team Champions, Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. Matt saying he loves to indulge us into his favorite nonfiction story of all time, The Light and the Darkness, and their story has always been told. Bray and Matt have always transcended time and space, and they were there at the beginning and this was kind of funny though when they were showing like old historical photos like the Revolutionary War and all other famous photos. Also, there was like Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy edited in there. They were there when Washington crossed the Delaware on the moon during the moon landing, and their vessels cannot be contained on this planet alone. The room darkens and Bray appears, and everything is in their shadow, and it will continue to consume everything in their path. So behold, the Deleters of Worlds, which is what their official tag team name seems to be called, the Deleters of Worlds. So not a bad segment I felt between these two. And then we had the 6-man tag match, which this match wasn't too bad. Again, I just don't understand though why Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns would team up, but it was a match with Bobby Lashley, Braun Strowman, and Roman Reigns taking on Jinder Mahal, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. So, Ray got good amount of offense. And of course, the crowd was behind, Zayn and Owens since they're fellow Canadians. But of course, my favorite part of the match is always, of course, was when Braun was tagged in and he started running around, like taking out Owens and Zayn like he was nothing but a freight train. Pretty much. A big 18-wheeler just ramming him over. And Owens tries to avoid him. Like, nope, then give me that time you got me. But Braun's like, ha ha ha, yeah. Grabs him, turns around, and slams him into the barricade. Eventually, Braun hits a running power slam on Owens to win the match. So again, nothing really too special, but for the most part, solid, fun match. I thought it was between these 6. We have Corbin come out on the microphone and says that a wise man once said, to make money, you can't be funny. He runs down superstars that just want to entertain you, like Titus O'Neil. His opponent is no different, living in his shenanigans and his dumb conga line. It makes him want to puke. He came here to win titles and make money. He doesn't make his money trying to make the crowd laugh. That's why none of these guys are on his level. And tonight he puts an end to the nonsense. And when all is said and done, no one will be laughing. So then we had a match with Baron Corbin and No Way Jose. What's up, Dakota? How you doing, my friend? Yes, definitely the main event of Raw was definitely the best match of the night. How you doing, buddy? Good to have you here in the live stream. But we had this match, Baron Corbin and No Way Jose. Again, I still don't know about No Way Jose being on Raw because I feel like he's just the next Adam Rose or Fandango. And Baron Corbin coming over to Raw, I feel like he's getting the short end of the stick again. Because during this match, there wasn't much of anything. Titus Worldwide came out. It's pretty much, caused a distraction to Corbin. And then Titus came down, and then Apollo had a towel, wiped on the ground, teasing the fall again. Titus gets up on the ring apron. He falls again, which, yeah, it was funny, but, you can only do this so many times. And then No Way Jose rolled up Baron Corbin. Okay, like what was the point of that? I've heard rumors that Vince is still high on Baron Corbin and is maybe thinking about giving him a big push on Raw, which I wouldn't mind seeing a few with guys like Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins or even Finn Balor and a few others. But they're doing exactly this. Has made me think this is exactly what would have had the Corbin if he would have been drafted to Raw back in 2016. He would be feuding with guys like Titus O'Neil or No Way Jose, just these low card guys that are just going to make him look silly. And that's exactly what I got out of this match. Definitely. And I'm like, this is exactly what I called coming. Yes, Roman did technically win the steel cage match, but Brock is still the champion, unfortunately. So yeah, that match happened. You have a package covering World Wish Day, pretty much with John Cena and what the others do for World Wish Day and whatnot. Then we had this match, Mickie James versus Natalya, just a bland match. I thought, like, this whole thing with Natalya and Ronda is still kind of random. And then, like, I remember there was a point in the match where, Natalya was distracted by Alexa. She turned around and starts walking towards Mickie, And they're like looking at each other, and then Mickey just well, now that she just let Mickey just kick her into the bad knee from last week. So I'm just like, well, that was dumb. And then we had Ronda chasing Alexa around the ring, like ring around the Rosie or whatever heck it was. I'm just like, this match is like, why? This match is nothing. Natalya wins with a pinfall cradle. Afterwards, Nia Jax comes out and Alexa Bliss runs away and comes into the ring and just randomly just raises the hands of Natalya and Ronda. Don't know why, but just kind of pointless, I felt it all was. Looking forward to seeing what happens with Nia and Alexa, though, at Backlash on Sunday, though. But this match was, nothing really special at all. We didn't get a handicam promo from Ziggler and McIntyre. McIntyre says there's a reason when he speaks, it feels different, and that's because what he says is real, just like him. While other superstars are coasting, happy to be here, there are two of them that are absolutely positive they deserve to be here. Dolph says if he was anyone else, he'd be afraid and contemplating running off the SmackDown. They didn't come to Raw to steal the show. They're going to take it. So, yeah, definitely some good promo work by, both McIntyre and Ziggler. I do look forward to seeing where this team goes. Hopefully, this definitely makes McIntyre into the main event star. He definitely deserves to be up here on the main roster. And then we had this main event match. It was Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship. These guys have fought several times, and I know they've been fighting a lot lately, which starts making me worried that they're just watering it down. And I know I predicted, this summer, I think I still can see Finn Balor possibly turning heel and feuding with Seth Rollins. But now this match has happened how many times? I'm not sure if I want to see it keep having me. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's awesome. I feel like the match is happening a little bit too often, I feel. Maybe spread them out a little bit. I mean, I don't know if, what if Finn Balor out of nowhere teams up with the Miztourage instead, which, I mean, I'm not saying I want it to happen, but with the Miztourage Axel and Dallas looking for someone else to align with, I'm starting to wonder what if that's the direction we're going to go with, since Gallows and Anderson went over to SmackDown, which that was a good move for them. But I don't know if I want to see that. So I'm starting to wonder, maybe the idea for a Finn Balor Seth Rollins feud for the IC title might be running its course, might not be able to happen now, I feel, in my opinion. Both who happens, but this match was definitely good. Again, these two know each other very well. I think I saw Balor pull out a move from Rollins with the Falcon Arrow and whatnot, and a bunch of other things. But there's a lot of good back and forth. These guys have similar styles. Again, I still feel bad the fact that they had a great match at SummerSlam 2016, but it's got crapped on because of that stupid Universal title. But yeah, Rollins retains. He faces The Miz this Sunday for his one-on-one rematch at Backlash for Intercontinental Championship. But yeah, so we'll see what happens definitely going forward, man. I feel like they're going to go some different direction with Balor, but we'll see what happens after this Sunday at Backlash, what they do. Let's see here. Balor's turning heel at Backlash after Rollins retains. I also heard a rumor. Roman's turning heel, and he isn't the guy no more. Strowman is the one I'm hearing. He's going to beat Lesnar. Will that be awesome? Or Lesnar loses the title via cash-in. Well, I'd be totally fine with I'd be totally. It'd be a miracle if that ever did happen, but I don't have the faith in the WWE to pull that trigger if Roman turns heel. But I mean, I definitely still wonder if they're going to turn Balor heel. But now that Gallows and Anderson went over to SmackDown and Balor stayed on Raw, not sure if it's going to happen so or not. But I don't want to see Finn Balor team up the Miztourage. But I mean, he could turn heel at Backlash. I mean, they're teasing it, but I'm starting to think they're starting to do the matches that Balor and Rollins have are awesome, but I'm starting to think the matches are happening a little bit too often. Oh, hey, Lauren's back. Yeah, I think it is a little. I mean, Rollins turning heel will be a little bit of a swerve, but I still feel that Rollins still has some mileage to go as a babyface. I feel like it's not quite the right time yet to turn Rollins heel again. Like maybe next year or something like that down the line. Because I definitely want to see a match with him and AJ Styles down the line sometime. But I feel that Finn may need the refreshing in character more at this point, in my honest opinion. But if Rollins turns heel, they make it work. Cool. This is my honest opinion. But yeah, Lawrence back. Yeah, Rollins is good as a heel though, and the trash talking and whatnot. But yeah, so that's pretty much how Raw went off the air. Now, again, I'm just going to cut out here really quickly on this Raw review. But yeah, I again Raw right now. I'm going to take like a 5-minute break, and I'll review SmackDown also, just so I can get all caught up. Well, except for 205 Live, I'll review 205 Live tomorrow and NXT tomorrow also. But yeah, guys, I'll give Raw a C for this week. Average show. All right, had some good matches. Well, couple good things. Like I like the Mona Bliss segment. I like the match, the main event. The 6-man tag match was all right. Wasn't too bad, but everything else was just like, all right, cool, whatever. But yep, guys, I gave Raw a C for this week. What would you give this week's episode of Raw? Your thoughts down in the comment section below. And don't forget to click my like and subscribe on the channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAir93. I'll be back up here in about 5 minutes. Just want to get a quick water break, and I'll review SmackDown Live just so I can catch up since I just returned tonight from Seattle. So, guys, thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you in 5 minutes. Until then, guys, peace out, everybody. Peace.